2023 was one of the best years ever for Mario. Not only did we have Super Mario Bros. Wonder absolutely completely reinvent the 2D Mario franchise, but the Super Mario Bros. Movie blew up at the box office. With that being said, 2024 could be even better. We do this every year, and it's finally time. Today we're going to take a look at every Mario series and potential game that we could get in 2024, discuss what these games would be and how likely it is that we could get them. Let's start off with the mainline games. This is what you're here to see. The most important games. These games are massive and change the gaming industry every time they come out. Starting off with 2D Mario, and yeah, no, I mean, this one's pretty obvious. We are not getting a brand new 2D Mario next year. We just got Mario Wonder a couple of months ago, and that was a huge game that completely reinvented the formula. We're not getting a new 2D Mario next year or for a while. However, I guess that I should add in, as a small little caveat to that, it is technically possible we get an update to Mario Wonder, whether this is a free update, kind of like how Luigi's Balloon World was to Odyssey, or an extra paid campaign, kind of like how New Super Luigi U released and was a $20 additional campaign to New Super Mario Bros. U. Both of those are possible, and if they were to ever come out, they would come out next year. So 2024, not getting a whole new 2D Mario, but theoretically we could get an update to Wonder. I don't think it's that likely though, so on a scale of 0, as in never gonna happen, to 100, which is guaranteed, I'm giving any form of new 2D Mario, but mainly obviously a Wonder update, 15% likelihood. Moving from 2D to 3D though, this is where it gets interesting. In 2017, we got Super Mario Odyssey. This was the first year of the Switch's life cycle, and we got a massive new 3D Mario to boot. The Switch went on to be one of Nintendo's most successful consoles ever, so it makes sense that when they eventually come out with the Switch 2, they might want to launch it close to a new 3D Mario and just repeat the success. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, it's about that time. I firmly do believe we are getting a new Nintendo Switch next year, and alongside that, I think we will be getting a new 3D Mario. I'm pretty confident we'll get a new 3D Mario game next year. If there isn't another Nintendo Switch and somehow they make the current Switch last throughout all of 2024, then I take back what I said. I don't think we'll get it. But considering I do firmly believe we will get a new console, and I firmly believe that we will get a new 3D Mario at either the launch of this new console or within a couple of months, I'm placing a brand new 3D Mario game at 80% likelihood. Genuinely, I think it's more than possible. I am betting on it happening. As for what it could be, there's just too much to talk about here. Of course, we could get Odyssey 2. We could get something completely unique. We could get something kind of like Bowser's Fury, where it's all one big open world. In fact, we're working on a video that goes over exactly what the next 3D Mario game could look like, so hit the subscribe button if you want to see that. We just hit 200,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. We got some awesome videos coming out soon to celebrate, so if you're new, hit the subscribe button. There's no better time to do it. Next, let's talk about Mario Kart. I think we're gonna get Mario Kart 9 somewhat soon, but not next year. I believe the next Mario Kart game will be on the Switch 2, but I don't think it'll launch with the Switch 2 or come out necessarily within the first calendar year. If Nintendo wanted to go absolutely crazy, they could launch the Switch 2 in maybe like June with a new 3D Mario game and then have a new Mario Kart for the holidays. However, that would be an absolutely ridiculously good launch lineup, and it seems more like wishful thinking than anything. I don't think we're gonna get any new Mario Kart content next year. I don't think we're getting a new addition to the Booster Course Pass. I think that's fully over. I don't think we're getting Mario Kart 9, 10, or whatever you want to call the next Mario Kart game. Mario Kart, I'm given like 10% likelihood. I don't see this happening. Jumping over to Mario Party though, this is one of the ones I'm the most sure about. In 2018, we got Super Mario Party. 3 years later, we got Mario Party Superstars. 3 years later, 2024, it's time again for another Mario Party game. I think it's gonna be just another generic Mario Party game. I have no faith in ND Cube, the developers of this franchise. I think the only reason Mario Party Superstars was good is because they stole all the mini games and boards from the better Mario Parties back when Hudson Soft was making them. But with that being said, I am still looking forward to another Mario Party. I really hope though they do something drastic to switch it up. Not necessarily the core gameplay of Mario Party. I mean, we've seen what happens when they decide to switch that up and put everyone in the same car. What were you thinking? But what if they switch it up and make it something like a games as a service game? Kind of like Splatoon, where you buy the game and then every couple of months they add in some new mini games or a new board to keep people playing. Or they could do something like Jackbox, where you use your phone as the controller, which could lead to so many potential new minigame ideas. I think Mario Party needs something to switch it up, but I doubt they'll do it. ND Cube, just, I have no faith in them. But I do think we'll get another Mario Party. It's about time, so I'm putting this at 90%. I think it's very likely, because Mario Party and Mario Kart are two of Nintendo's highest selling game series that appeal to the ultra casual consumer who is just looking for something to play with their friends. I don't think Mario Kart 9 is coming out next year, so that would make a lot of sense if then they go, oh yeah, let's just do a Mario Party game. Next up, let's talk about the Mario sports games. In 2018, we got Mario Tennis Aces, kind of a lackluster entry into the Mario Tennis series that got critically panned for not having enough content at launch, got content updates added in slowly over time, and the general consensus is that it doesn't have the same charm and appeal as the GameCube and Wii Mario sports game. Fast forward 2 years to 2020 and we got Mario Golf Super Rush, a game that launched with not enough content, got updates over time, was critically panned, and yeah, you get the point. 2 years after that, same thing, Mario Strikers Battle League in 2022. 2 years after that, it's 2024. Are we gonna get a new Mario sports game? Are we finally gonna get Mario Super Sluggers on the Switch or whatever they decide to call it? Or maybe a new Mario Hoops game or that Mario Volleyball game that they concepted a while back? I don't know. It makes a lot of sense, like a lot of sense for them to do this. I mean, they've released a Mario sports game every 2 years for the past 6 years. But with that being said, a lot, and I mean a lot of people, including myself, kind of want Nintendo to take their time. They've released 3 very mediocre to downright disappointing Mario sports games. Why don't they decide to, I don't know, maybe take their time with the next one, have all the content in it at launch, get wacky and creative with power-ups and all that stuff. Stop trying to lean into the ultra competitive angle. I mean, it's a Mario sports game. That would be how to make this next Mario sports game the best, but I mean, they've done one every 2 years. I don't think it's that unpopular to say there will probably be one next year. However, they could kind of have the best of both worlds. They could have a Mario sports game next year and also have it not be a main Mario sports game. Yeah, that's right. Mario and Sonic at the Olympics could get a game next year. I'm not going to hold my breath, as Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Olympics did not sell well at all, but there are 2024 Olympics in Paris happening next year, so maybe that'll happen. I don't know. I'm giving sports a 50%. That should probably be higher, as all signs point to the fact that there will be a Mario sports game, but I kind of hope there isn't, so I'm only putting it at 50%, even though that's not really how the ranking works. It should be objectively like how likely I think it is. I don't care. I'm putting it at 50%. I'm just hoping that Nintendo also sees what's so obvious to the rest of us, which is that they just shouldn't make another game this fast. They should take their time. Next, let's talk about these smaller games. We're already getting a new Mario plus Donkey Kong game, so I don't know, like we could talk about, oh, Dr. Mario, maybe. I'll put it at like a 15%. Like I could see them dumping a Dr. Mario onto the eShop, but that's about it. Next, we have to talk about Mario RPGs, and we already know we're getting Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remade. That is absolutely insane to be saying out loud. Like, the fact that we're getting that game remade is absurd. However, are we getting anything else besides that? Definitely not. We just got Super Mario RPG remade. We have Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door coming some point this year. The only thing you could potentially say we could get is like an addition to Thousand Year Door. Like maybe the remake comes out and it has like an extra campaign or something. That is technically possible, but like in terms of an actual, like another Mario RPG game coming out this year, 0%. There's just no way. Next, let's talk about spin-offs. These are games that feature characters from the Mario universe, but don't star the big red plumber himself. Starting off with Luigi and the Luigi's Mansion series, we are, again, already getting a Luigi's Mansion game next year. It's Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Why, Nintendo? I mean, I understand like Dark Moon or Luigi's Mansion 2, whatever you call it, it is a good game. It just feels weird that they're remastering this in HD and not the original Luigi's Mansion. Instead, that one got ported to the 3DS a couple of years ago. Like, what? Very odd situation, and I can't really properly rate how likely it is, because again, it's confirmed we're getting Luigi's Mansion 2, but I also want to throw out that I could theoretically see them toss the original Luigi's Mansion from the GameCube up on the eShop, kind of like how they did with the Pikmin 1 and 2 collection, or, you know, the same way they remastered Mario Sunshine for the 3D All-Stars. I could see them doing that and then just being like, yeah, look, all Luigi's Mansion games are playable on Switch. Wow. Next, we have Princess Peach Showtime. I don't want to say anything bad about this game because it's cool that Princess Peach is getting her own game after so long. The last game she had was Super Princess Peach on the DS. So yeah, I don't want to like talk bad against this game, but it does not look fun at all. I mean, we don't really know of any actual gameplay in the game. We just kind of see her walking around and maybe pressing attack once or twice. To me, at least, it looks like it's a game very much targeting younger kids, which I mean is cool, but just like not at all what I'm into. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not like Princess Peach is gonna get 2 games next year. She's getting Showtime, we know that. However, I do want to touch on this because I think the reason we're getting Princess Peach Showtime is because of the Mario movie. The Mario movie gave Princess Peach more character development than we've gotten in 30 years of past Mario games. And another character that got crazy development, who they might want to have a game come out for just because people now think of this character when they think of Mario thanks to the movie, Captain Toad. That's right, a potential sequel to Captain Toad Treasure Tracker would be surprising, but it wouldn't shock shock me if we saw this in 2024. I mean, think about it. The game got ported to Switch and 3DS, and clearly did well because they developed DLC for it on Switch in the form of the special episode. Toad was an ultra popular character in the mega success story that was the Super Mario Bros. Movie. If they want to just get another game out on store shelves and be like, look, it's a Toad game. If your kid liked Toad from the movie, buy them this game. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker 2 or Captain Toad Explorer Extraordinaire or something, I don't know what they would call it. It would be super easy. It's not like that sort of game takes a ton of development time. It's just making a bunch of puzzles. I would actually love to see this. I don't think it's super likely, but I'm giving it like a 25 to 30% chance. I feel like if it were to ever happen, it would be this year. Wario, nothing's gonna happen. I said this last year and we got WarioWare, so now I'm actually sure nothing's gonna happen. If somehow we get the first Wario Land game in a couple of decades next year, then I'm done predicting anything Wario related because clearly I suck at it. Next, let's talk about Yoshi. Okay, Yoshi platformers are one of my favorite game series of all time. I think Yoshi's Island on the SNES is one of the best games Nintendo's ever made, and Yoshi's Woolly World isn't that far behind. However, Yoshi's New Island was pretty bad, and Crafted World is downright atrocious. The visuals are good, but that's all you can say about it. The platforming is bland and generic. The game is just not fun to play. The music is awful. Crafted World is terrible, and because of that, I don't even think I want another Yoshi 2D platformer. If anything, I'd want Yoshi to go the 3D route similar to Kirby. I mean, think about it. They're both cutesy 2D platformer mascots made by Nintendo, or at least like primarily you associate with Nintendo. I know Kirby was made by HAL, but still. They both had yarn-based games made by Goodfeel, and then Kirby absolutely killed it when he went to 3D with Kirby in the Forgotten Land. I know it's so weird to think of them making a 3D Yoshi game, because at that point, why not just make it a 3D Mario game? Like, you could make a Kirby in the Forgotten Land type game for Yoshi, replace Yoshi with Mario, and it would probably sell like 5x more. But that's what I'd want to see. Do I think we'll get something Yoshi related? I mean, it is time. It's been 5 years since Crafted World, but I just don't really see it happening, so I'm giving it a 5%. Next up, we have Donkey Kong. Any type of Donkey Kong game, whether it's a 2D or 3D platformer, I would die for. I love Donkey Kong games, but I don't really think this one's gonna happen. First of all, we just got Mario Bros. Wonder a couple of months ago, so a brand new 2D Donkey Kong game launching soon, well, I guess theoretically possible, considering we got New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U in 2012, and then Tropical Freeze, which I believe came out in 2013, or maybe 14, I don't know. It came out close after though, so I guess it's not impossible for us to get a new Donkey Kong game next year, but I would love it to be 3D, but I already said we're getting a 3D Mario game. We're definitely not getting a new 3D Mario and new 3D Donkey Kong in the same year, so that's not happening. And unfortunately, I'm just tired of predicting Donkey Kong, getting my hopes up every year, thinking it's gonna happen, and then it doesn't. I guess, yeah, it could technically happen. Like, also, Mars could fall and hit the Earth, and everything could explode. Like, it could technically happen, I don't know. But I'm not holding my breath. I don't really think it will, so I'm giving it a 5% again. With that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, but most importantly, you gotta comment down below and let me know what games you think are coming. What do you want to see? What do you think we'll get? Let me know everything down in the comments below, and hit that like button while you're down there. Subscribe if you're new. Be one of the first to help us on our journey to 300,000 subscribers. We just hit 200K. Can't believe that. Thank you guys so much. I'm Thomas from the Switch Shop signing off. Peace.